I told you so. If you listen to the show for the last few weeks, you made money Sunday with the Chiefs +1 winning the Super Bowl. Welcome back to Winning Ways. My name is Fred, and I am your host. What a Sunday, what a Super Bowl. Chiefs win it all again. Mahomes does not disappoint. He shows why he's going to be the greatest of all time in a couple of years after he wins the Super Bowls Brady has. But let's be real, that second half was amazing. He looked injured. He looked hobbled in the first half. He came back pissed, ready to take over, and that he did. Travis Kelce, hell of a game. Most of our predictions came to be true. Mahomes threw way more yards than Hurts. Kelce scored a touchdown. Pacheco had the game of his life with a touchdown. Hurts did not throw an interception, but he did fumble it, and that fumbled cost him a touchdown, and the Eagles a touchdown. So on and all, I hope you guys enjoyed those plays, those picks, made money, enjoyed the Sunday with the fam. It's an awesome holiday. It's not a holiday, but it feels like a holiday because it's pretty much a Super Bowl Sunday party every Super Bowl. Now, with that said, this episode is going to talk a lot about downturns in life, obstacles, how to deal with them. In this episode, I'm going to give you 3 tips, 3 things I do when I get into a funk. We all get into funks. That's just how life goes. Nothing's perfect, nothing success, and life isn't a straight line up. There's obstacles, there's humps on the road, and you're going to have to deal with them. But how do you deal with them? I believe that how you deal with problems dictates how successful you're going to be. Do you let them overwhelm you? Do you get scared and freeze and don't act because you're so scared and paralyzed? Or do you try to find a solution and figure out how to work it out? I do the latter, but 99% of people focus on the problem at hand. And that's okay. That's how our brain works. If you didn't know, our brain primarily focuses on 3 different things. 1, pain. It's trying to avoid pain at all costs. That's its number 1 focus. Number 2 is trying to gain pleasure. And number 3, it's thinking about what others think about the brain or about you. So that's your focuses in life. So when obstacles come, it's normal for you to just focus on the problem and be scared. But it takes time and training of your head and your brain and meditating and doing all this work that all these greats do to be able to focus on the solution. Even though the problem may seem enormous and unfixable, you got to pivot. You got to turn your head and look at the solution. Looking at the problem and hitting yourself against the problem isn't going to solve anything. Now, I am talking about this episode primarily because right now, the last 7-8 days with my team has been shaky. We've been on a little bit of a downturn, losing a little bit of plays, losing a little bit of units and money. We started the month off excellent on the biggest high, made a lot of money the first week, but gave it all back last week. So now we're in a break-even point. But for clients and for people doing this on a day-to-day, it's a roller coaster, right? 1 week, you just went from winning so much money to giving it all back. But this is where discipline and the tips I'm going to talk about come into play. Tip number 1 is you always have to think about the end goal, the long-term play. Are you getting closer to your goal day by day? Sure, there's going to be problems, but are you getting closer and closer? In my example, in my team, we're up on the year. Yes, last week sucked. We're on a bad little streak right now. We're transparent. We post it all. I show all of our tickets, how much we're up, how much we're down. We're even now on the month when we should be really up. And it hurts. Again, it does really hurt. But at the end of the day, my mind is on the end of February, profiting each month. That's my end goal, each month to profit. So right now, it's February 15th. We're halfway through the month. We're in an even point. We're not in a bad point. We have plenty of opportunity to end the month exactly how we will be ending it. But I got to focus on February 28th, ending the month well and thinking about that rather than the day-to-day and the past, if that makes sense. In your case, let's say you're a real estate agent and you haven't closed a deal. All you can focus about is doing your day-to-day job and focusing on the 90-day plan you have, the end goal. What's your end goal? And from there, you break it up and figure out what you got to do day-to-day to get to that end goal. Are you doing that? If you're doing that, then everything's going to be okay. Just focus on the end goal. Don't get too attached on what's going on right this instant. Again, it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. The best way to live and the best way to be in this industry and in most really is even grounded. Meditate. Learn how to stay centered at all times. Don't let situations and outside factors determine your reaction. Your reaction is everything in life. How you react to everything is how you're going to live life, how you're going to feel. And how we feel is how we live. So it's very key for you to think long term, have the end goal in mind first, and not focus so much on the day to day. Now, that ties into the second tip. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing every single day? Are you doing what you were doing when you were winning? That's something that most people don't track. And it's very important for winners, entrepreneurs, people that are trying to exceed in life, for you to track what you're doing every day. So you know what's work, what's getting the results you want, and you keep those things. And whatever isn't working, you remove them. I keep track of all of those things. Now, I can tell you right now, as an example, 60 days ago, I was waking up every day at 5 a.m. and I was doing a couple little different things that I'm not doing right now. So now that I'm in a little bad streak, I went back to my notes. Okay, this is what I was doing. I got to start doing this again. And now I'm going to start doing them again. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. And we all forget to do certain things at times. It's part of life, right? But go back, look at the notes, track everything, and see what's working, and implementing when things aren't working anymore. That's what the greats do. That's what great teams do. That's what great companies do. If you look at all the most successful businesses, teams, people in the world, they're very detail oriented with every little thing, with every last second and minute of their day, what they do, what they don't do, what's working, what's not working, so they can optimize and perform at the best level they can. And that's how they succeed. So you got to be doing the same. What's working for you? What helps you win? You know that. Only you know that. We all know there's certain habits that help you win in life, like exercising, reading, meditating, networking. But there's certain things that make you click, that make you go and make you want to win and gets you in your best state. So you got to figure that out and continue doing it day by day. Tom Brady did the same thing every day for 18 years. That's why he's Tom Brady. So did Jordan. So did Kobe. So did Elon Musk. Go look at his day-to-day for when he was building PayPal, SpaceX, and all these other companies. The same things every day, the same boring things every day. That's what they do, and they keep track of it, right? So have the end goal in mind, think long-term, and what are you doing on your day-to-day? Make sure it's the best things. It's what helps you win, right? Number 3, whenever you're in a downturn in life, in a funk, you're facing obstacles, it's very important for you not to be so hard on yourself. And it's something I learned from Ed Milet and Andy Frisella. When things are going really well, that's when you're supposed to be hard on yourself. That's when you're supposed to be pushing to try to get to the next level. Because when you're doing well, really well, that's when you tend to get complacent. And that's when you're supposed to be pushing yourself and being hard on yourself. And that's what's going to continue making you not complacent and wanting to reach the next level. But when you're doing bad, when you're on a funk, it happens to everybody. Don't be so hard on yourself. At that point in time, look at what you've done in the past that got you to this point. I guarantee you there's a lot of wins that got you to this point. Think about and look at what you can be thankful for. Your family, your friends, your business, your health, your apartment, your dog, having food every day. These little things, thinking about what you're thankful for, is going to help you not get stuck in that moment of fear and paralyzed and think that the world is going to end because the situation at hand is so big when it really isn't. So it's very important for you not to be so hard on yourself in those moments. Take time, detach, spend time with the family, relax. I really like when I'm in a funk to go on a long 2-hour walk without my phone and my dog. And it just helps me clear my mind. It helps you realize that the world goes on. Nobody's going to remember what's happening right now, 20 years from now. And if your end goal and your goal and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to reach your goal, everything that you know you can do, then that's all you can do. And be happy with that. And things are going to work out. Have the belief that the work you're putting in and the goal you have in mind is going to work because you're putting in the work every day. You're not being too hard on yourself when things are going bad. You're pushing yourself to the next level when you're winning, and you thinking long-term, and you're doing the day-to-day jobs. That's what I do. And these are tips that I've learned from paying a lot of money in masterminds, paying a lot of mentors, Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, Andy Frisella. I've been in all of these guys' masterminds. These guys are billionaires. They have multiple companies. They're winning in life. And I copy them. And I've used it in my business, in my life, and it's starting to help me improve and get to the next level in life how I want you to do too. You can get there too, but it's very important for you to deal with obstacles and problems the right way. Don't let it paralyze you. That's what most people do, and that's where they are. That's why they are where they are, because they can't focus on the solution and they get stuck where they are and they can't get to the next level. If you can't deal with problems, you're never going to succeed in life. Problems are part of life. Failures lead you to success. So how you deal with them is how you're going to determine how much you win and how you win. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I feel like it's something that's not really talked a lot about. A lot of people are talking about all the good stuff in business and in life, and we all have problems. Things go south at times, and it's good to know how to handle that from other people as well. I hope that you give me some feedback on how do you deal with obstacles, so maybe I can implement them too. And I ask you guys for two big favors here at the end of the show, since you caught all the show. First, please share the show if you find it valuable, or if you find it funny, or if you learn something. Please share. That's the only way I grow the show organically. Provide value. If you like that, share it. If you don't, then don't share it. It's completely fine. And number two, if you can leave some feedback, message me, send a message to my page, leave a comment, whatever you want. What type of episodes you guys like best? Do you guys like that interview format I had a couple months ago? Do you like these one-on-ones with me? Do you like the sports segments of it? Let me know so I could do a little bit more of them and provide more value for you guys. Now, with that said, it's been a great show. Please share it and have a fantastic week.